What's going on, guys? How you doing? So, it is what it is, man. I mean, media's manipulated, things are manipulated, people don't know what to believe, it's conspiracy theories, etc., etc., etc. But here's something you can't believe, man. Is when you drive around, you look around, you go to states like South Dakota, North Dakota, you see farmers out there tending fields all day and night long with giant, luxurious crops, okay? You go to places in Montana, you don't see that, man. You don't see anybody growing food, and this is the type of state where you'd expect people to be growing food. And I go to these small towns, and they have one little store, and half of the street, half the streets ripped out, man. We've already seen what was going on with Justin Trudeau, with truckers, and the Freedom Convoy in Canada. So it's just some stuff to think about, man. You know what I mean? When you have one grocery store within, 50 miles, man, you're not growing any food anywhere. Just put two and two together. I don't know if bad things will happen. I don't know. Do you know? But, I don't see anybody in the entire state of Montana really growing any food, man. And that might be kind of important. It's just things to think about, man. And it's just stuff I'm blogging as I'm traveling. This is what they did in Auschwitz and stuff, man, and that's how they got all this incredible art and stuff, and they were, stockpiling, and people were saving it because that's all they had, dude, was to be able to do was create art, because they lost their ability to create food, to create sustainable things to live by, and, and they sat around. Dude, I mean, this is what Hitler did, this is what, learn your history, man. I don't know if that's going on. I see some signs of it, maybe, you know what I mean? It's important, dude, to make sure you know where your food's coming from. It's just stuff to think about, man, all right? Because it's like, we're not little children anymore, okay? I know a lot of you niggas still living at home. A lot of you men aren't really acting like men at all. But these are some things to think about. These are things that matter. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, well, the lockdowns and quarantine, y'all niggas are sitting around in bread lines and acting like bitches. You gotta grow your own food. You gotta be a sovereign, dude. These things are important. It's really sad that you call people crazy or nuts for bringing it up. And it's really something you should be thinking. You know what I mean? They say global warming this, global warming that, man. And maybe global warming is just a front or something to tell you, because in reality, dude, what we're doing is taking all the nutrients out of the ground. And then when you take all the nutrients out of the ground, to burn all the fossil fuels, then you can't grow anything, man. And you get dust bowls or whatever. Whatever the case may be, man. Whatever the reason is, the thing is, dude, it's just important to pay attention to these things. It's frustrating that you guys don't want to listen. You're more caught up on that somebody said a bad word. Nobody really listens to these anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. But you know what, dude? You shouldn't believe in conspiracy theories and go full extreme, and think everything's nefarious, the one's out to get you, etc., etc., etc. But it's important to pay attention to the small pieces of these things that do matter, because they will creep in and they will affect your lives. And don't silence people, man. And listen, because it's like we're all in the same boat together, man. So, when someone's yelling that there's a hole in a corner, it's important to everybody. Obviously, dude, nobody likes it when schools get shot up and stuff, okay? Nobody likes it when children die, but, dude, I don't know, sometimes, dude, you gotta scare people a little bit in order to get them to move and stuff, because it's like, when people tell you there's a huge drought going on in Kansas and all of the crops are basically trash, nobody cares, nobody wants to listen to it. And then someone may take advantage, dude, of a situation where a school shooting does happen. I'm not saying it didn't happen. And then put all your attention over there so they control and manipulate you, instead of focusing on things that matter, like the crops and the food that isn't being grown. If you guys had grandparents that went through the Great Depression, man, and you see them, they were always saving cans and saving aluminum foil, and they did things like that, man. It's because they really, really had it rough, and it's like, we're supposed to learn from history, man. I mean, the Depression happened directly after a pandemic, so, I mean, the exact same thing's going on again. And I don't know, man. I mean, if I could do anything, just shed a little bit of light on it and show people that some places, man, they're not even growing food, they're not doing anything. They got one store in these small towns, but hundreds of miles. You know how easy it is to starve those people off and just send a bunch of meth in? Yeah, I see it, man. Yeah, I picked up this hitchhiker last night, man, and I was talking to him, dude. A lot of these reservations, man, is some of the most extreme poverty you've ever seen in your life, and that's kind of what they did to these guys, man. Is, when governments or whoever it is decide that you're a targeted group that they don't like and you're trash or whatever the hell the case may be, man, they'll isolate you, they'll cut off resources, they'll bring in fertility clinics and pushing drugs, and this guy we're talking about all that, man. And you guys are gonna see that in your small towns, and it's gonna happen to you too.